Hi, everybody. We're the Infamy Fantasy Esports team, and we host fantasy Fortnite tournaments on our website, infamy.gg. Head over there and check it out. We're hosting fantasy tournaments for the Season 4 competitive season. But today we're going to bring you esports roundup, and I'm going to go first. I'm going to talk about T-Pain. So earlier this week, I think it was Tuesday, there was a clip posted from T-Pain's stream. He was doing like his intro and he went off. He like rapped his whole intro. A lot of people like play music when they start up their stream of other people, but him being an artist and everything, he was able to like create his own song and play it, and it was pretty lit. And I just wanted to like start discussion on like entertainers possibly bringing more to the streaming platform and not taking advantage and actually supplying great content.
Yeah, I was just to stick on T-Pain real quick. I heard he was like rap freestyling based on what people are typing in the chat and shit.
Yeah.
And, and
Yeah,
I've seen him. I saw him in concert, and he's not really like he played all like his hooks and shit on like songs that people actually know. Like no one has really like a T-Pain song like that many that they like. So he's like he's an entertainer. Like he's not he's gonna put his ego aside and just like do whatever to be like entertaining to people. So yeah, I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh man, he's definitely just bullshitting on Twitch or whatever." But like, yeah, he's an entertainer, and he really brought. I think he can do a lot on the platform. I think he already has like 100,000 followers or something crazy like that. But also, Big Sean was talking about becoming a streamer as well. I don't know if he's gonna put in like the same effort. It's like hard
I
when
don't
you're
know
like
if
an
that's
artist.
like the best fit. Like I feel like T-Pain is like a perfect fucking fit. Like I don't know, I always liked him, and it's just like, oh yo, after seeing that intro, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this stream.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I hope people like understand that it's like more than just like putting on a camera and like playing video games. Like you have to like bring something.
I think it also
to...
helps that T-Pain is a little like over the hill on his career. Like Big Sean is like still trying to be relevant, so I feel like it would make him like a little more sensitive to like people on Twitch. Like, what do you mean I'm trash?
Yeah.
I'm the best rapper out right now.
Yeah.
T-Pain is like, I was the best rapper, best singer in 2005, but I don't really care anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
Last thing on it, Nav, like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, he was like trying to do a stream, and he's a rapper, and he like fumbled or like crumbled under the pressure of like everyone in the chat just shit talking. He was like, I don't understand how there's a website where all you kids gather to just hate on someone else all day. He was like infuriated by like everyone just like trash talking him in the chat.
Yeah, and just one more
Yeah,
thing.
that's definitely gonna be an interesting thing to see when celebrities crumble on, like when they all start like. Because honestly, what's gonna happen is T-Pain is gonna blow the fuck up because he's a good fit for it, and then there's gonna be a whole bunch of people try and do it. I cannot wait until Lil Wayne tries to do it.
Bro, Soldier
Boy
has his stream too.
Yeah. Like, dude, I want to see the Lil Wayne one and just see him like nod out on stream. Like that'd be hilarious.
Like
I think Twitch would shut him down though.
He would wake up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars in donation. Best nap ever.
Like there's a lot of like more like band musicians or in the metal scene are hopping on it as well. Like Matt Heafy is the frontman of Trivium. He's been doing it actually for a couple years, and he's kind of really blown up since like now there's no tours or anything. And the cool thing that he's been doing is like doing like charity giveaways for like signed guitars for everyone from Trivium. It's like, oh, you donate to like whatever charity or cause, like you can win this guitar, or do like
Guitars
private
for
lessons.
kids?
Yeah, like private lessons. And like I think,
what does he do? Does he do like?
oh, he
does
plays
he play games, or does he?
He
just,
plays
like,
games, and but he's like mainly kind of takes song requests and like playthroughs with his guitar and singing, because he does both.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool. Yeah.
And like he said, like a lot of other musicians in the metal scene have come to him and it's like, hey, like how like helping them set up their stuff. He's like, but he's like very clear. He's like, there's a lot of work to do. There's like a lot of effort you got to do and be consistent, like understanding the chat and stuff like that. So
yeah,
he's like, yeah, there's
studying up on his emotes.
Exactly.
Dance game.
So
Logic too. He like signed a crazy deal a while back with Twitch.
He retired from his rap.
Yeah, he
career
retired from rap to become a streamer.
He
was on his way out. He was playing Nintendo 60 or Super Mario at concert.
I mean, he just had a little like 30-second snippet for the LCS playoffs. the other week.
Oh, really?
It was like a whole animated thing. It was pretty cool. But he was
Nice
only in there
transition.
for like a half a minute, and then it was just like montages of like the players. So I was like, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, Danny Brown, another rapper, released actually a whole mixtape on like exclusively on Twitch. Like he's like, I'm just playing this, and if you want to record it and do something with later,
Yeah, that's
do
the
it.
Danny Brown thing, though. That's like a play that he would make. I don't know if that's gonna work, but it is interesting to see. Like, do you remember when like all those cooking show people tried to be on Twitch and like none of them took off? Like, I feel like you have to come in with some star power, and then like you can maybe like experiment with the formula. Because like I haven't really seen anybody really break away from video games entirely on Twitch, other than like maybe Devin Nash or like
Andy Milonakis hit it pretty hard on. He was a just chatting streamer before it was popular, and he'd like play poker with all these other people and do all this shit. And he was really popular apparently.
The guy who made Fire in the Flames, Dragon Force, Herman Lee, he's on Twitch. He's also pretty big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My
kind
boy,
of falling under that T-Pain kind of like where his height of his career has been like over for a while, and that song's such a meme. So
yeah,
kind of funny.
Just because Blake brought up Devin Nash, but it follows something that I watched him talk about on his stream, where he was talking about how to grow a stream, and he said the best way to grow a stream is to bring an audience from someplace else. So all these people bringing their followings in, it's just like easy for them to build their channels that way.
Yeah,
but I thought it was super interesting. Yeah, always down.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about once again 2 little tidbits from the Overwatch League. They just finished up their the big chunk of their playoffs, and before they go to Korea for the grand finals in October. But the winners bracket in North America, there's San Francisco Shock versus Philly Fusion, and they had some beef. Philly just beat them right before the end of the regular season, and after Shock beat them, Rascal on the San Francisco Shock tweeted out "good luck" or whatever, and it was just a picture of the gulag from Warzone. Because he sent them to the losers bracket.
That's funny.
And didn't they just shit on whoever? I forget who they played against in the losers bracket, but I think it was like a 3-1, 3-0 or something like that.
Yeah, it was 3-0, I think, against Washington Justice today, and that's another. Yeah, that's the other topic I wanted to bring up. It's just like they were like 12, like one of the last place teams in the whole league. Like they got like 3 or 4 wins the whole season. And but then a big meta shift that got rid of main tanks, which was their weakest position, was Roar on the main tank. It allowed them to run double off tank, and they also another bullshit bonus they got was a last minute signing change that allowed, like, if you have a player with visa issues or whatever that can't compete, you're allowed to fill it with another player past the signing window, which they did with Dallas Fuel's Decay, who was like insane, and they dropped him, and then they were like, oh, let's get rid of this European boy we've had forever because he has never been able to play because of visa issues, and slot in Decay so he can just slap people on the Zarya. So people are kind of angry with them, with the Washington Justice making it that far because of those technicalities of like everyone making playoffs, the signing window extension, and the last minute meta shift. So what do you guys think about Rama?
It's I can see like both sides. Like you're
like
no,
Darren, don't pussyfoot this. Choose a side.
No,
just like
I know, bro. It's
don't fucking.
Hard.
Don't pander to both sides. Like, choose.
All right, one of you two.
Yeah, which side are you
pick a side.
Yeah, pick a side.
Bro, I'm fucking that's good fucking management. It's about fucking time an esports team showed some promise in the management department. All these fucking kids, man, I swear, like they have the same soggy ass team for seasons, and like they made some big plays. Like they were shit, and the management took over, and now they're fucking good. Like, yeah, sure, technicalities. You want to fucking, you want to like give them like a ring with an asterisk, no problem. But
that's like in real sports has that. That's why I say I can see both sides, because real sports you can like make player trades and stuff like that, and like what you're gonna be like.
I mean, like
it was past it. But
the league literally added a rule that was like, if you have a player that cannot play for visa issues or whatever extenuating circumstances, you can.
Yeah, but are you not supposed to take that if you're the Washington Justice?
Oh, of course not.
No.
Yeah, like
you'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, like if they didn't, everyone would be like, "Wow, you guys suck. You should have just used that."
I will say that the Washington Justice GM said that they actually wanted to acquire Decay before the signing window, but Dallas Fuel, who he had like some problems with that still aren't fully explained, but they were like no, and they purposely released him like the day after the signing window closed. So it's just like kind of maybe it was
that's
a
just
fuck you,
bad
maybe
karma
it was
on some snake shit.
Yep, and guess who knocked them out?
Yeah, that's what you get for being snakes in the first place, Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of questionable decisions by that management team over the past 3 years. So, are you surprised? No. Not at all.
But there's the argument is that Decay was like refusing to scrim, and then he'd only show up for games. So it like kind of one of the players was like wow, it really sucks losing to the guy, not getting knocked out by the guy who held us hostage in scrims by not showing up. And it's like, how are we supposed to practice without our superstar DPS player? You know?
Why wasn't he showing up, or did he just like not like? Oh, no one knows.
I'm sure there's an NDA on that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I'm wondering if he's gonna do the same thing. If he's gonna like, yo, I just shit on them. Don't need to practice.
Yo, you know there's a grudge when you come in that hot, dude. Like,
imagine like you walk out and you're like, imagine if I practiced.
Well, it's like he's got Allen Iverson syndrome. But the whole thing was like, this has happened with Dallas like multiple times where they sign this superstar Korean talent. For some reason, they're like they have beef with management. They don't practice and they don't get played. Happened with Rascal with the boy with the Gulag tweet and like a few other effect. OG.
Didn't it happen with what's his name? The first kid who was really good.
Effect,
yeah. Effect.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had some other issues going on.
Yeah, he had a lot going on, but the thing is, like, these were like they would carry their team to like defeat. It was one of those situations every time. So it's just like, how could you be like, this kid is the problem? Clearly, like it seemed more like they were like, you're not taking this seriously enough. Like that's what Rascal apparently his thing was like, where like you're not like I'm trying to win, and like one, you're not playing me, and two, like your team already seems like they've given up. So
yeah,
I mean, he had to play with like Coco and like basically the envious roster, so that was just like doomed.
Yeah, basically it was all XQC's fault.
It all started with him. He cursed that team, America's team.
I mean, so I think someone like tweeted out, remember like where are they now picture of like the original Fuel roster, and they're like no one's there left. They're, like all of them are either like in another game or retired or like off the face of the earth. And so
yeah, and it's like Custa, and I was like, wow, I forgot he was even on the team. He's like desk talent now.
Desk.
Yeah. But overall, back to what we were talking about before, like it's like a little shitty to like kind of feel like you're getting by on a technicality because a lot of it came from the year being so hectic. But they just lost today, so it didn't really matter in the end anyway.
I mean, they lost who was it? Corey. They lost like their main flagship guy, so like if all the teams that get Decay, I'm not mad about it. It's like good for them. They got something.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of their team's MO is to like in last year in the stage 4 they like got more wins than they got all season, and it happened again at the end of the year here, so it's just kind of funny. But it took the two best teams in NA to knock them out, so good for them.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of like what's happened with Fortnite this previous week. They had a new patch where they added Tony Stark's point of interest and added Tony Stark, Iron Man, and his mythic weapons, and they're completely broken, and they kept them out of competitive, and this is what Fortnite competitive players have been complaining about since the beginning of Fortnite competitive, that they make these meta changes or map changes, and then they have a tournament the next week. So now they're like doing a 2-week reprieve before they implement that stuff, which is good, but I think it's...
But what if you run a test? Is how big of a factor should adaptability be in all of this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of it puts everyone on the same playing field. It's not like, oh,
are you the best? Are you only the best in this?
Yeah, it prevents like a meta from developing, and we've seen with games like Overwatch how if you let a meta develop, no matter what it is, it eventually will get stale and people will get bored of it. So I think that's kind of a way to prevent that from happening. But apparently these kids want stagnant and...
What?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time where that's great for pros, but for viewers, you really need to shake things up for entertainment.
I think it kind of sucks that it was like solos. Well, right now it's gonna be trios soon, but like for like solos, I think it's just like inherently just so many more variables where these shitty kids could just abuse it. So it's like that's like
Yeah.
does not help that cause at all. If it's like more for like
Right.
team based, like trios, or like you see in Apex where it's just teams of 3, I think those variables are kind of like squashed a bit. But yeah, like solo.
There's more
Yeah.
workarounds.
Yeah, especially with online qualifiers that you brought that up. Like anyone can participate in a tournament, so like if there is something broken that they can abuse,
Yeah,
I'm
these
sure someone
one-hit wonders essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jake, you want to talk about the Apex format?
Yeah, it was so yesterday was the finals for the summer super regionals, and just to give like a brief overview, I think it was CLG that won. They like absolutely just like racked up a lot of kills, and it's kind of funny that who was it? Someone in League said like CLG is like a dead org or something. I think it was like the owner of TSM. It's like a dead org, basically like irrelevant. And then here's like a smaller scene in Apex. Here they are coming in and winning a major event. And then like Complexity Gaming, mainly known for Counter-Strike, they came in second. It was like the main topic I want to talk about is the tournament structure, where a lot of the teams, depending on how well they did in the previous weeks, they'd earn ALGS points, and depending on your placement, like TSM is the highest ranked NA team in the world. I think they're like ranked 4th overall, all teams globally, and so they came into the tournament with points already, kind of like if anyone watched like the Siege Invitational, where SSG came into the finals with like a map win up, just because they came from the higher bracket. So kind of rewarding the people who like been consistent going into the finals is I think is like a fantastic kind of way to handle things. And
yeah, it gives more stakes to everything beforehand as well. So.
Yeah, and that's like night and day from Overwatch, where like everyone gets to the playoffs.
But it's a little similar too, because the higher you place, the higher you seed, and you can make it into the double elimination round. But this year was, but continue, Jake.
Yeah, so the way to win, it's like you had to earn 50 points in the game through placements or kills, and then once you make cross that 50-point threshold, then you have to win a game. Like that's the only way to actually win. So the amount of games are like could be infinite until someone actually wins. So it's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Because it made like the teams who like popped off early to change their play styles. Because if like like I mentioned, CLG and Complexity, they reached like the match point, the 50-point marker pretty early on, like game 3 or 4. So like their Complexity in particular is known for being super aggressive, just like W keying, I'm gonna come and like shove my shotgun in your face and just kill you because I'm better. But like as soon as they qualified, that would
always get you the win.
Yeah, so as soon as they qualified or eligible to win with the 50 points, they were just like completely 180 in playstyle. They were playing very passive and just trying to strictly survive the late game. And then you see with TSM, who came in with like 10 points, the most of any team that could. They struggled like really bad to like make it to the late game, and when they did, they didn't get a lot of kills, so they came in like 6th. And then like you see like a team like I think it was Aim Assist. They were
Aim Assist.
Yeah, Aim Assist. The Apex teams have some great names. There's one team that didn't qualify, but they just missed out in the last chance qualifiers, called Anime Girls Ooh Woo.
Oh my god.
They got some crazy names in there.
I'm against anyone with ooh woo in their name.
Yeah, get them out.
Well, they didn't make it. So.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, like it's just the style of the format. Like it allows like the lower placed teams to, like, if they play super aggressive and just like clutch out their team fights, they could skyrocket in one game. Where Aim Assist, they got 22 kills in one game. They went from like 16th up to like 5th, and then they ultimately are 5th or 6th, and they ended up like in like the top 5 at the end of it. So it's kind of just like that format allows teams to just like skyrocket off of like one game's really dominant performance.
That's what I like about competitive BRs, just the tournament formats. I've seen so many different Fortnites with so many different tournament formats with Fortnite, Apex. It's just every tournament can be different. Sometimes they have like a two session tournament where you have to qualify in the same day, and then like you have finals in the same day. Sometimes it's like over 3 days. Sometimes it's based on consistency. So it's just like it's cool with the genre how they can do so many different things to award.
Do you think that
points
hurts the competitive integrity of the genre in general, though? To like, because with all competitions, you want to have like a clear objective that teams should be focusing on. I think it's more interesting for sure to have them kind of change the objective of what they need to do to win and see who's adaptable in that format, but to see who's the best.
Yeah, me personally, I think it challenges that adaptability that you said, because you have to, so you get the format and then you're like, all right, so this is a kill heavy format. We can W key early and then get a bunch of kills and then play late game for our last couple games and win the tournament. It comes down to the players themselves to like realize that, or there's like those stagnant players who'll be like, I'm just gonna play placement and this is all I know. You know, it opens it up to what I think is the better player who can adapt on the fly and realize that, hey, we don't really need to go be super safe for our first 4 games because the format is XYZ.
And another thing I think that Apex does really well that Fortnite I wish would integrate is like Apex has their 2 maps, the World's Edge and Kings Canyon, and they alternate games in the competitive games. So like if it's a series of 8 games, you'll play 4 games on Kings Canyon, 4 games on World's Edge. So that'd be cool if like Fortnite had or was able to load in the different chapters of a season.
That'd be cool.
So like
I'd like to see that actually. That's interesting.
So like maybe one qualifying week you play season 3 chapter 1, and then the next qualifier you do 2, and then maybe at the finals you just have a rotating system of all of the seasons. That would be cool.
Fortnite players would hate that, but that would be something.
I mean, that'd be so much cooler for the
burn out the entire roster.
Because that's how you get everyone to quit.
Because now, like Apex has a really pretty healthy meta where you would see a lot of different diversity of team comps. Like Complexity has the Bloodhound to be super aggressive, so you're constantly scanning people and being aggro with her. And like TSM would have different lineups depending on what map they're playing, because one map is more vertical heavy and like just more open, so you want to have like a Pathfinder to like, you know, rotate a lot easier. And another point is going into the points, like earning points in the qualifiers into the finals based off consistency. I wish that would also go into Fortnite, because how many times does Epic Whale like come in like top 3 or whatever in NA West? He can win like 3 of them, and like it doesn't make any difference for him into the finals. I think that just like kind of rewards the players who are just clearly the best. So
yeah, I like when games allow more kind of strategy elements to play in, like same with the Overwatch League playoffs, like loser gets map pick, so it allows you to be like, okay, this team sucks on this map, or we want to run this strategy on this map, so it adds some more metagame into the strategies. Blake, wanna take us home? What do you got?
Oh man, yeah, let's talk about something.
Strategy game of the century.
The strategy game of the century. Oh my god, yeah. The mental games and the outplay potential through the roof. But I wanted to talk about Among Us. Only got like super popular on Twitch, and like even though the game's been out for a while, actually, the interesting game, very similar to like our meme lords, like Trouble in Terrorist Town, or like Mafia, or like
Throwing a Lies, kind of. Throwing a Lies.
Yeah, Throwing a Lies is another one, but like a little bit more interactive, where you have to play a whole bunch of mini games. You have tasks, and then there's one player who is an imposter, and he goes around and kills, or maybe multiple, depends on what game mode you play. And then you go around and kill all the other crewmates, or you can sabotage the ship to win. There's a lot of different ways to win the game. But the interesting thing is they have voice chat on Steam, but it's also cross-platform for mobile. They have a huge potential audience, and I just wanted to talk about like mobile and cross-platform with PC gaming for like the slower tech games, and how do you think that will affect like things like Fortnite mobile too? do you think that there could ever be any potential for a mobile esport?
Well, there already is.
Mhm.
RIP to Fortnite Mobile. It's still not back.
Yeah.
But
And it's never coming back.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not
it's like something that a lot of people have talked about with like mobile being like the biggest gaming device out there, like especially in Asian markets, like Clash Royale is huge over there. So yeah, I think there definitely could be a mobile esport. I'm surprised it hasn't like happened yet with
Yeah, I'm talking about like for the American market. Like
oh yeah.
I think the Asian markets, like it's definitely a lot easier for them just because they are a little bit more accepting of those types of games.
They have Arena of Valor, which
Like,
is massive over in China. It's
Mhm.
like a major title. I think it's just like more of a cultural thing. I think you just see like the mobile games. It's overall more popular in the East, where here in the States, it's like
It's gonna take like there's gonna have to be a prize pool to like draw attention to it. Like
I don't even think it. I don't even think it's just the prize pools. I think it's the types of games as well. Like you look at like what Jake was talking about, where it's like the types of games vary in Asia, but like we are very much first-person shooters, and the technology isn't there. Do you think that there could be like a? Do you think that the American market is actually willing to accept anything as an esport that's not just a shooter?
I think strategy games are really where it lends to, such as like Clash Royale has is more of a strategy game, or card games like Hearthstone and stuff. That's like good for mobile because you don't have the limitation of mechanical abilities where you're comparing like that. It's all mental. It doesn't really matter what you're playing on.
I mean, even now, well, just recently they released an update where you can like connect the controller to an iPad, so like you can
What everyone was asking for.
Yeah. you can like seriously mobile game now if you even want to call that mobile gaming.
The same goes for consoles though as well, where you know, should there be console specific leagues? Like I know Call of Duty is on console, but
Fortnite has
there's
that
not
also.
so much.
They have like platform tournaments.
It's a huge audience that isn't really addressed.
I think it depends
I
on
definitely
like the
think
people.
that,
well, I think
I mean, also too, like you look at the technology limitations. Like, what happens when like do you think like the game is going to change like when we hit 5G, like a worldwide adoption rate on 5G?
I think it would more so be with like processing power because currently iPads are faster than like the Xbox One and PS4. They can hit 120 FPS when those consoles are stuck at 60 or cap at 60. So, I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before a mobile device is running faster than the next gen console.
Yeah, like your ping is going to be like 25 across the board. Like that's just going to be crazy. Like low latency gaming on like a mobile device, that shit is going to be insane.
Yeah.
But like do you guys think like do you think there could ever be an like not this game, like not Among Us, but like a thinking man's esport? Do you think there's ever going to be like a
I just wanted to bring that
wouldn't
up.
you consider StarCraft that?
Yeah.
There's
or like
still
even
I guess. I mean,
for even virtual chess too. That's
yeah,
like
but that's like
just chess. There's nothing E about it.
That's on a different platform.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to imagine those games like Mafia or like Deceit is another game that is very similar. It's more of like a Left 4 Dead art style, but it's the same where you're running around trying to kill people and pretend to hide amongst the humans, but they have like trackers or testing kits where you can be like, oh, find out what it is. But again, it kind of goes back to when we were talking about Fall Guys. It seems more of like a party game kind of than like what does the meta develop into in a game like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, reading people's tells more.
Before.
I think it would be cool to see, to be honest. But
I'd like it, but
not every game is meant to be an esport.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely
not.
I think
I'm just interested to see if they could get something like, because I'm always looking for like.
All it takes is just like implementing like Among Us ranked, you know, where you have like some kind of rating system in them.
I guess I think of games like poker and chess, like how they reach competitive. Like it needs good bones and good structure.
Yeah.
What were you saying before, Blake?
No, I just like I liked how the game like okay, so like I am like straight noob, like I just learned that there was a map, so, like pretty bad, right? But it was interesting to see like because I played like a couple different types of the game, so like there's like you can do multiple imposters. So like I was playing a game with like 3 imposters, and like I don't know what I'm doing, but like I would assume that other people knew what they were doing, and we were just getting destroyed. Like these people were winning in like the first like 20 seconds of the game. So like I'm interested to see what like a high level play of that game would be, because like there's like a whole bunch of stuff. Like you can go into like the comm rooms and like watch the ship, and you might be able to like see it happen. But like when it comes down to the chat, you got to convince people like who to kill. So like it would be really interesting to see like a professional level
A
play of
professional
like
slayer.
just snaking people.
I feel like it would get broken and people like pros would start using like codes, kind of like that game like Kemps or whatever, where it's just like you need to like send signals to people like, no, really, it's me,
Yeah.
but it can always be broken.
I've been watching streams of it, and from what I can see, like I don't have a full grasp on how the game works, but like I've started to see like things like that where like people will keep track of tasks because imposters can't do tasks, so people will be like, oh well, that kid hasn't done a task, or like I haven't seen him do anything useful, so like
Maybe he's just a lazy fuck.
Yeah. So like you gotta like make it. I've seen people make it look like they're doing tasks though.
Mhm.
Like like if you just pretend to stand next to a thing that doesn't have like a like an animation or anything, like because there are some tasks that have animation. So like you can because I had one kid like, yo, I'm gonna shoot the garbage chute. Like it's definitely not me because we were gonna kill him. He was like, yo, just let me shoot the garbage chute. And
He pulled the gun up and he walks up to the garbage
Yeah,
chute.
we
It's
all
like, you better
followed him.
send that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we were about to off you because like I convinced the whole crew because he wrongly accused somebody, and I was like, we got to kill you out of solidarity.
My boy, you sent into space.
It could have been any one of us.
Yeah.
It could have been
like,
Blake.
if you're wrong, you're out next. Like that's what I always say to people. But like there's some interesting counterplay. Like we beat this one kid.
You're out next.
Yeah, it's like if you're wrong, you're out next. But like I was playing with this one kid, and I was just following him around, and because there was like 4 of us, and we didn't know who it was yet. There were like no hints, so I was like, all right, I finished my task. I'm gonna follow this kid around, and if I die, then it's him. But if he doesn't die, we're like doing the buddy system. So like then we have 2 votes at the end to be able to win. So we just like beat this kid out on the buddy system. So like. Like like 3rd grade fire safety comes through again.
My boy Boston Rob, he's like, all right, we're gonna use the buddy system. Everyone, no one can split up. You always need to be with someone. That way, no one can betray us. And he's like,
Boston
pick
Rob.
them off. But maybe we'll come back to this topic later. I think it's interesting, the thinking man's esport. But we are the Infamy Fantasy Esports team. We drop podcast episodes every week, usually like Monday, Tuesday. And we are hosting Fantasy Fortnite tournaments starting up again soon. So sign up, and we will see you next time.